Chapter 6. Up in the Sky. Second star to the right and then straight on till morning. That was how Peter had described the way to the island of Neverland. But these directions were not very exact, and the children had no map. They were depending on Peter to guide them there. At first, they were excited as he led them through the clouds. They flew over bare treetops, made rings around high buildings, and dipped close to the waves in the sea. From the sky, the world looked very different, and their eyes delighted in everything. "Follow me," Peter commanded. He used his best captain's voice. But Peter was a little too daring. He flew too close to the trees, just missing their branches. He flew a little too close to the water, touching every shark's tail. As the children flew with Peter, night became day and light became dark. Then it became light, then dark again. The moon and sun took turns, changing places. The children followed Peter. Bravely. But the excitement of flying started to wear off. The children became hungry and cold. They also became sleepy, and this was very dangerous. In order to fly, they had to remain away. When Michael suddenly nodded out, he began to fly. "There he goes, down, down, down," Peter laughed. He thought this was hilarious, but Wendy was alarmed. Peter caught Michael just before he fell into the sea. When he saw how upset Wendy was, he taught the children how to rest on the cloud. Peter flew much faster than the others. Sometimes he would fly out of sight for a while. He had secret adventures of his own. He would come back talking about a story of a star or a fairy he had met. When he was on an adventure, Wendy worried that he might forget them altogether. "What would we do if Peter were to leave us?" asked John. "Well, we will have to go on. We don't know how to stop," replied Wendy, trying to sound brave. This was true. Peter had not shown them how to stop flying. Soon they lost track of time. How long had they been traveling? Would they ever arrive in Neverland? The children wondered whether they had lost their way. Finally, they saw an island in the distance. The island seemed to be calling them. It was all very new and strange, yet somehow familiar at the same time. There, said Peter. "Where are the arrows I'm pointing?" He was right. 100 golden arrows sent by the setting sun pointed to the magic shore of Neverland. Night was approaching. The children wanted to make sure they found their way safely. The children looked down below. They could see splashes of color everywhere. Purple mountains stood behind dark green forests. Rivers and lakes ran through the green land and blue veins. Red coral leaves attended the color of the water. Flowers and bushes in brilliant shades dotted the landscape of Neverland. Strangely, the children immediately recognized the island. Below them, they each saw a landscape from their dreams. John saw his flamingos. Michael saw his cave with a river running through it. And Wendy saw Mermaid Lagoon, just as she had often dreamed of it. In the nursery, Neverland had been make-believe, part of a dream world. Now that they were here, it was all very real. The sun's golden arrows disappeared. The sky became dark. Night was flying over Neverland, and suddenly the children were frightened. There were no nursery nightlights to keep them safe. Then there was a standing guard beside them, still flying. They all moved closer to Peter.